welcome to my channel. Welcome to a Cosy Hobby vlog. I have actually got quite a lot to share with you guys in regards to hobbies, so that's what this video is going to be all about. I have just made myself a coffee and I've just had my breakfast and got ready for the day. We have also dropped Aubrey off at school and gone for a bit of a walk. But before we get into the hobbies, we do need to nip to Tesco. So once I've finished my coffee up, Summer and I are going to nip to Tesco because we are supposedly due a lot of snow coming today, later on today. So we've already got most stuff that we need, but like the dog food's running low and I want to make sure there's plenty of formula, that kind of stuff. The sort of stuff that you can't really do without. We do have a shop in walking distance, but it is a small village shop and like I'd be able to get bread and milk, but like the specific baby stuff that I need, I wouldn't be able to get in there. So we're just going to nip to Tesco. It's only about a 10-minute drive away. So we're going to go in there, grab the stuff we need, come back out. And it might not snow. So we will see. Well, we did have snow the other day as well, actually, but it was only a little bit. So it snowed just the right amount for us to feel like it had snowed, for it to look nice. But not to interrupt anything. This snow that's supposedly coming or could come could interrupt us. So yes, that is the first thing on the agenda for today. So I'm going to finish off my coffee. Look, my hand's shaking because I've not had a coffee yet today. And we're going to have a bit of a snuggle and a bit of a play. And then we're going to nip straight to Tesco. And then I will come back to you guys and we'll have a big chat about hobbies while Summer's having her nap. Hello, I am back from Tesco and it was manic in there. As you can probably imagine, it was just everybody in there getting what they need to get, I assume, doing the same thing that I was in case it snows. The only thing that I couldn't get was baby formula. I'm very lucky in that I knew there was a chance of snow about a week ago and we stocked up then, so I've only just opened up a tub today, but there has been a big recall on the one that we use, but luckily the stuff that I already had here wasn't part of those batches, so I must have bought it right in that window of where we haven't been affected. And it's a really good job that I did do that, because we would have been without formula today had I not have been stocking up. So I'm really pleased that I did that. Chris is going to see if he can get some on the way home from a different shop. Apparently there's this shop that he can nip into, it's a Morrison's on the way home from work, and he says that they usually have something, basically. I don't know if it's just a really quiet shop, I don't know, but he said they usually have stuff when other shops don't, so obviously he'll check the batch number as well before he buys it. I assume it will be fine if it's still on the shelves anyway, but hopefully he'll be able to get some. But like I say, we have got days worth anyway, so not a big deal. Anyway, I'm waffling. We are here to talk about cozy hobbies. So I'm very excited because I have actually been sitting down doing some things. You can see my blanket here actually, where I've been getting cozy on the sofa. First things first, let's talk about reading. So I started reading a Christmas book actually on New Year's Day, I think it was, which I didn't know if I should do that or not, and I'm really glad that I did, especially because we have had a little bit of snow already. I think I mentioned that earlier. We had just a little bit of snow on the ground, enough to walk in it, feel like it has snowed a little bit, to look at it, to enjoy it, but not to be snowed in. So it was actually really nice being able to read a Christmas book while there was snow on the ground outside, because I don't usually get to do that. Here in the UK, especially in the Cotswolds where we are, it tends to be very, very wet up until Christmas, and then we get the colder weather after Christmas like we've got now. It was only really cold the couple of days leading up to Christmas, we had really nice weather for Christmas, to be fair, this year. It was frosty, it was very chilly, but it wasn't It wasn't like that wet, warm stuff that we get a lot of the time over Christmas, so it was really nice. But up until those few days before Christmas, it had been that sort of wet and warm. And when you're reading a Christmas book, it is always nice to have the whole atmosphere, the vibe. And I am, what am I about? I reckon I'm about halfway through this book. I'm trying to look at without having any spoilers. 374 pages in total, and I'm on page 162, so I am getting through it really quickly in comparison. I think I read 3 books last year, which is shocking. I know I've had a busy year last year, I had a baby, everything's been going on, but still I feel so much better even if I just read a chapter a day. And also what I find is if I say to myself, I'll just pick it up and read 10 minutes, or I'll just read a chapter a day, once you start actually reading and getting into the habit of reading like that, you want to continue to read more. So you say, okay, I'll do a chapter. So then you pick it up and then you just continue reading because you're enjoying yourself. So that is the tip that I would give you if you're in the same boat as me. Just pick it up. Just say to yourself, I'm going to do 10 pages or a chapter, whatever it might be, and you'll probably end up reading a lot more because you'll enjoy it. But this book is specifically, what is it? It's Christmas on Fifth Avenue by Julie Kaplan. I bought it because I loved the front cover and I thought, you know what, that is just pure vibes. I liked the sound of it on the back and I'm really enjoying it. Is it the best book that I've read in my entire life? No, it isn't. But it's fun, it is light-hearted, it's got really nice Christmas vibes. It is set at the Plaza Hotel in New York, which is gorgeous, and I'm really enjoying actually the 2 characters, how they're interacting together. It is enemies to lovers, and I don't normally love that trope, but I'm quite enjoying it in this book because it's just not serious. I think if it's kind of jokey and they're just kind of, like in this book, they are just sort of, they rubbed each other up the wrong way. Something's happened before they've even met each other. And when they do meet, there's kind of this chemistry. And they're kind of battling with themselves because they kind of know of each other, and one of them said something bad about the other one before they had met through social media. And it's just, they hadn't realised who each other were until after they met basically and had this connection. So I'm finding it really interesting and just really fun watching them kind of navigate this juxtaposition of not liking each other but also really liking each other at the same time once they've actually got to know that person a little bit, and also that there's this spark there. I'm really enjoying it. I would really recommend it. I'd probably at this stage rate it like a 4-star book. It's just for a Christmas book, because I do think that Christmas books have their own rating system. That's what I think. I would probably give it a 4-star at the moment. Who knows, when I get to the end it might be 5. It's just the vibes are immaculate basically. Who wouldn't want to be in New York City at the Plaza Hotel being treated like royalty over Christmas? Sounds fantastic. And like I said, I just keep picking this book up and reading an extra chapter here and there because I'm enjoying it and I want to get on to the next bit. And I haven't had that feeling for a little while, so really enjoying this one. The only thing I will say is that I have been reading books mostly on my Kindle recently. It has been really nice actually to physically hold a book and to turn the pages. I'm really enjoying that aspect. However, it's just a bit more difficult reading in the dark in my bedroom because I'm still sharing the bedroom with the baby. I don't like to have a light on and potentially wake her up. So I'm basically reading in here in the living room and then going to bed once I've finished reading, which is fine, but I'd normally read in bed for a little bit and then drift off. So that's my only complaint, and that is just my life at the moment. That's got nothing to do with this book. But I think if this was on my Kindle, I'd be flying through it and I'd probably be nearly done with it by now. But really enjoying it, and I do enjoy turning the page, and I'm glad that I did start the Christmas book after Christmas, because it's just, I'm still in that kind of mood. I always find this part of the year a little bit sad as well, and like, you know, when Christmas is gone, and I just feel like I'm extending it a little bit, and I'm continuing on with those nice cozy feelings a little bit further into January than I normally would, and it's a nice feeling, to be honest. I would rather have that than just be like, right, that's it, Christmas is gone now, let's move on. That's one thing that I don't really enjoy about kind of the social media sphere, is that as soon as something's finished, everyone's moving on to the next thing. Like, for example, loads of people have got like Valentine's Day hauls, and they're decorating for Valentine's Day already, and that really winds me up, personally. Like, obviously people can do what they want, I don't care about that, but I would not want to be decorating my home for the next thing this early. I like to enjoy, take my time, and really feel the moment, because I feel like sometimes we rush so fast from one thing to the next that you kind of miss the feeling that comes with it. So really, really pleased that I did start a Christmas book after Christmas, which I was really debating it for a while, but I'm glad that I made that decision. Okay, on to the next cozy hobby. So I have been, as you guys possibly see from there, oops, dropped my hook, crocheting for the first time in months and months. I can't even remember the last time, probably actually years, since I properly crocheted anything, since I sat down and did some proper crocheting. So, unfortunately, on Boxing Day of this year, we had a lovely local lady and her 2 children lost their lives in a house fire. And one of the things that somebody has organised is everyone is, or local crafters are making knitted or crocheted flowers, and we're going to be decorating one of the local to them war memorials, basically. And I just felt so in need to do something, even though obviously I can't do anything to help. For some reason, crocheting some flowers for this lady and her children just seems like the right thing to do for me, and I've been meaning to get into crochet anyway, and that was just kind of the last thing that I needed to be able to pick my hook up. And it's, this lady was about my age, she's got 2 kids, and the dog unfortunately died as well in the fire, and I just thought, oh my god, that's like my life, that could have been me. And it's just, it's so sad, and I don't want to go on about that for too long, because obviously we try and keep this space happy on my YouTube channel. But I did want to mention it because I have been crocheting flowers to go towards that. I think the deadline for handing them in is the 16th of January. It is, what's the date today? It's the 8th today, so I need to do a few more, sew the ends in, and then get them handed in. But I've done 6 so far, and I don't know if you guys can see that properly. I've done 2 different sizes. The first one I did wasn't the neatest, because it's been so long since I've picked up a crochet hook and some yarn. And then I've got these, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5. I thought I had 6. Maybe I've only got 5. And then these ones I did with the next hook size up. So I did the first ones here. Let me compare for you. So this one on the left is a 4mm hook, and this one on the right is a 5mm hook. Let me do that if I can. And there's just, I think that this one looks a little bit better. I think it looks a little bit more like a flower. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to hand, is she okay? Yeah, she's fine, she's coughing in her sleep. I'm going to hand these in soon, do the ends. I've been doing those actually while watching the Traitors, which has been really, really nice. I absolutely love watching the Traitors. I've discovered that since the Celebrity edition came out, I didn't watch it before. And I don't know why I hadn't watched it before, because it is exactly the sort of thing that I love. So it's kind of like a whodunit if you haven't watched it, and very, very kind of spooky autumnal kind of vibes. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I am hooked. So I will be doing a few more flowers tonight and tomorrow when I watch The Traitors. I've got this one, this one, this one, and then probably the plan will be over the weekend, sew the ends in and then go and hand them in. I wouldn't be surprised if they've got quite a lot to go on the memorial as well, so really hoping to see my flowers up on the memorial. I just felt so compelled to do something, even though there's nothing that I can do to help this family. It just felt like the right thing for me to do, so that's what I'm doing. So the next thing I've got to show you guys is something that my friend did a couple of years ago, and I really liked the idea, so I've decided to do it for myself this year. I thought to myself, like, when I saw it, I was like, I really like this idea, but who's got time for this? And then I thought, no, do you know what? Make time for these things, because these are the really nice things that slow you down. So I have, for a start, I've bought some new craft scissors because all of our scissors seem to be disappearing. So I bought some nice craft scissors, and what I intend to do, I have saved all of our Christmas cards from this year, and instead of them just going into the recycling, I am going to make them into gift tags for my presents for next year. So for example, I've got my cards in front of me. I think I'm going to cut around this robin and then make that into a gift tag. And just literally, I'll be just sitting watching the TV. Maybe I'll have either The Traitors or Netflix going with a documentary again, probably while summer naps or once the kids are in bed at night. I will sit and cut around these, just make shapes and turn them into gift tags. What I have got at my mum's house is, I saw all my gift wrap there, specifically for Christmas anyway. She's got a lot of like the curling ribbon in sets that we have bought as like a combined set of tags, wrapping paper and curling ribbon, and we've used all of the tags, we've used all of the wrapping paper, but we didn't touch the curling ribbon. So I thought what I would do is, again, using that robin, where did it go? Where did that robin go? Here it is. So if I was to cut around the robin, then I'd put like a hole punch up here maybe, and then pop the curling ribbon through. And I just think that would make a really cute little gift tag. Like I said, my friend did that a couple of years ago and I really liked how it looked. And I like the idea of sitting down, slowing down a little bit and doing this, and I'll just pop them away again at my mum's house probably with all the rest of the wrapping stuff. I've actually bought some cheap wrapping paper today. Actually, they had some really nice wrapping paper in Tesco, reduced down to 45p for a roll, so I bought 4 of them. So I'll probably cut around these, take them to my mum's with the wrapping paper, and she can store them. And I've got like, this one is a good example as well. This will be either Aubrey's or Summer's, but like I could cut around the teddy bear, I could cut around this bit that says Christmas time, I could cut around all of that, and just, I think that will be just a really nice way to reuse the cards that we get. And also like these bits, I could cut around them. It'll just be a nice way to relax in the evening, I think. So that's what I've got. That's what I've been doing and what I've got planned. So what I'm going to do now, it sounds like Summer is getting towards the end of her nap. So I'm going to go and get her up, probably do some lunch, and I will probably check back in with you guys later on once the kids are in bed. and I can show you. I'll either do the crochet flowers or start doing my tags. I'm not sure which yet. I'll see what I'm in the mood for, but Traitors is on again tonight. I can't wait, and yeah, I'll sit and do something while I watch, because I don't know if you guys are the same as me. I struggle to just sit on the sofa and watch something, and I think that's potentially why I've got quite bad at scrolling social media, because if I just try and sit and watch something, I'm looking for the other thing to do, which is something I've always done. If I'm sitting and watching something, I've always been knitting or crocheting. So I do think that's potentially why I've been on social media too much recently. Yes, I'm going to tidy this up, sort out some other bits, and I'll catch in with you guys later. Hello everyone, it is now so much later, as you can probably tell. My makeup needs to come off. I've been rubbing my eyes, I'm so tired. It is 10 p.m. Chris is at football and he is due to come home within the next half an hour or so. So once he is home, I'm going to take my makeup off and get into bed. But I didn't do any crafting while I was watching the Traitors tonight because it was so intense I could not look away. I sat down and I had a small tub of ice cream with the intention of eating that as it was starting, and then picking up, I've got it right here, and then picking up my wool and doing a little bit of crocheting. And I was completely flabbergasted by tonight. I've just said the word flabbergasted. If you know, you know. Yeah, I'm in shock. I'm still in shock now. And that episode finished about an hour ago. First of all, I watched Uncloaked, and I've just been sat here for half an hour just thinking about it. And I'm not going to put any spoilers in, but I am shocked at what went on tonight on the Traitors. I don't know how that's going to go now either. Let me know down below if you're watching the Traitors as well, if you like it. It's so good. I really should have watched it from the very first season, but you live and you learn. But because I'm so tired, I am not going to pick anything up now. I'm just going to read a bit of my book, I think, until Chris gets home, and then I'm going to take myself off to bed. I had a quick peek outside before. There's no snow yet. We've had quite a lot of rain, so I'm wondering if we do get snow in the night, if it will stick. I've looked on Facebook and I can see that there's some people in Birmingham who have snow. They've got a fair bit of snow, so I don't know if it's coming from the north and then coming towards us, I'm not sure. But on my weather app it says that snow is due to start here around 1 a.m. and stop at about 7 a.m. So if it does snow consistently all that time, like my app says, we could potentially have a fair bit of snow tomorrow. But again, I'm not 100% sure. I've charged my phone up. I've got a power bank I've charged up. I should probably charge my Kindle up just in case. I've got physical books as well that I can be reading. So if we do get snowed in, I've got plenty to keep me busy, haven't I? But I'm going to read a bit more of this book and then probably talk to you at some point tomorrow about how far I got with it. Hello everyone, it is now several days later, and first things first, we did not get any snow whatsoever. We did get a lot of rain and then it froze, so it was so icy out over the weekend. I was gonna say I barely walked. I still hit my 10k a day targets, but in comparison to what we would normally do, we didn't walk outside as much at all. We did weird routes around the village where it wasn't too icy, but some parts of the village were just completely like an ice rink. So I was sensible. I didn't take the buggy with me, left the baby behind with Chris, obviously, and me and Jax just went out on our own, but we didn't get any snow, basically. So I was all prepared to wake up the next day and show you guys lots of snow, and it didn't come, which was unfortunate. But we did have a bit before, as I told you guys, and I've showed you guys as well. But yes, I have been busy these last few days, and I have read quite a lot as well. So I wanted to share with you kind of my updates. So my crochet, I think I need to get these handed in, these crochet flowers that I've been doing. So I'll link below the video that I followed. So it's super simple. If you can do a basic crochet, you can do these. You can see. Oh, how do people make this so easy to show? I need to do my nails as well. I'm giving up, but how many have I done? I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have made 8 flowers in total. I'm going to trim the ends up and sew them in. I've just dropped one. And then I think I'm going to post them off probably later on this afternoon to make sure that they get there in time. They do need to be in by the 16th. So really pleased with that. And I'm really pleased that obviously it's awful what happened, but I'm really pleased that I just had the calling to crochet again, because I haven't had that calling. Like, it's been in my mind that I've wanted to crochet for ages, but I haven't had that calling to just pick my hook up and go for it, and that definitely gave me that calling. So I'm really pleased, because I've been really enjoying just sitting down and just making a flower in an evening. And I was initially doing it while I was watching The Traitors, but I got so into watching The Traitors that I just couldn't crochet at the same time. So I've been watching a couple of different Netflix documentaries while Summer sleeps in the daytime. She's down for her nap at the moment, actually. She's getting a lot better at napping as well, because she never actually used to nap very much. She would nap while she was out and about, out walking in the buggy, but I think she's at the stage now where she's doing a little bit more and it's tiring her out a bit more. So I'm getting hobbies done while she naps, which is fantastic. So I've got 8 flowers done. I'm going to send them off this afternoon, I think, as long as I can get into the post office. So that is the first thing to show you guys. And then secondly, I've done quite a lot of reading since you guys last saw me. So I think I was on page 162 last time. I'm now on page 265. So I've read about 100 pages since I last spoke to you guys. And again, I'm really, really enjoying it. And this is kind of, I was thinking about this because I feel much, much more relaxed and in control this January, and I'm much less depressed. And I do think that it's because I'm not massively trying to overhaul my life. I'm making changes anyway, which I was going to say it's kind of fallen into the new year time, but it hasn't. I was already making those changes before. So I'm just continuing with life as I have been living it. So I haven't made any massive changes. The only thing that I'm really trying to change is to spend more time on myself and to give myself more time in the daytimes to do things for me. And it's making a huge difference. I had a couple of days where I didn't get round to reading and I didn't get round to doing like anything for me, and I really, really felt the difference. I'm starting to feel quite rubbish in myself, and I've just felt so much better, even just spending 10 minutes a day. And previously I have told myself that I just don't have time to read, I don't have time to get through a whole book, but this has kind of proved to me that I don't need a huge amount of time, 10 minutes a day, and you will get through a book. And like I said, I think in the last clip as well, if you start with 10 minutes, you say you're going to sit and read for 10 minutes, you'll probably actually end up doing a little bit more and fitting it in more often. So that's been great. So I'm going to continue reading this now. I'm about to go and make a coffee actually, and I do really want to finish this book, but I have no idea what to read next. I am really enjoying the festive vibes, even though it's January, weirdly. And again, I think it's because everyone usually is so keen to move on, get to the next thing, and spring. I think people jump into being like, yeah, let's look forward to spring, but it's so far away still. I just don't think that's realistic for me. And yes, there's things that I will look forward to in the spring, but I want to enjoy the here and now. And it's a good time of year to be an introvert is what I would say, because I'm enjoying having the time at home. I'm enjoying this quiet period. I haven't done anything apart from spend time with my family for this last week, which has been fantastic. I am starting to fill my diary up with meeting up with friends that I've not seen for a while, so that's nice, but I do like to also make sure that I'm taking time for myself. And at this time of the year when not a lot's going on, it is the best time to just sit and recharge, and I feel like I've given myself the permission to do that this year, and that by reading a Christmas book in January has just extended those magical feelings a little bit longer. So if you've been in a similar situation, I would highly recommend, even though Christmas has just finished, do pick up a Christmas book. It's nice. It's just the vibes. It's having the kind of wintry scenes, the feeling of togetherness, family vibes. Just that's what I love about Christmas, and that's what I would like to take forward from Christmas as well. So I hope that makes sense, but I'm really, really enjoying this. I think in the scheme of a Christmas book, this is a 4.5 to 5 star from me. I love it. It's just cute. I like the relationship between the female main character and the male main character, and it's nice. It's really easy to read, and that's exactly what I have been searching for. So if you have any book suggestions for me, please do comment them down below. I do like mostly romance books, but I do also like general fiction. But I do feel like at the moment I'm in the stage of needing something quite light and easy to read. When I say light, I don't necessarily mean that it can't have substance. I do like, even with my romance books, I do like for there to be a like substance to it, an underlying other plot. I don't really like romance books that are fully just a romance book. So if you've got any suggestions, please do leave them down below. I might actually have a look on Goodreads as well and see what is kind of trending, what people are reading at the moment and enjoying at the moment. That might be my next thing to look at. But also really enjoying actually reading a physical book. I need to do that more often. I do love my Kindle, and I love the fact that I can store so many books in one tiny little space on my Kindle, but there's nothing quite like actually picking up a book and flipping through the pages. I've really enjoyed it. So I'm going to leave you here and see you again in another video very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Like I said, do leave me some comments down below on what you think I would enjoy reading next. And let me know what you guys have been up to as well. Have you had any snow? I would love to know. And I would also love to know what your January looks like. Are you making time for yourself, and how are you going about doing that? Really, really interested. So let me know. See you really soon, and I will catch up with you later.